Okay, so let's take a look now at how these different methods come to be used in the client. Then we can take a quick look at how they're used in the classes. Most of this stuff this is all really very simple. Okay, we start off in the client with two private variables, user and points. And then we have the two superglobals that we need for one for uname, which we put into user, and the other for points that we put into our private variable called points. The other method that's important for us is this one right here, which is called method. Now the method that we're calling is not the method in another class. We could do that too if we wanted to, but this is what we're going to do here is really fairly simple. We want to call a method that is in our client, and our client will take care of everything else from there. What happens here is that this little line right here where it says this, and then we have the curly brace method, and then we have the parentheses. What is going on is this, is that the name of the method was in the value of the HTML. And so one of them was called doEntry, and so when we call this, it goes down here to this private function doEntry, and from here we make an instance of the data entry class, and then we use the enter data. We call the enter data method, and this method requires two arguments to be entered into with it. And we do the same thing here. All of these have their own method that have to be called, rather than simply saying new whatever. We have some method that must be called. Now, with the data display, let's take a look at that class real quickly, and you'll see what I'm talking about. With the data display, we have this really simple select everything from the table, and then we have this little while loop, and it goes through and cranks everything out. And when it's finished, here we have the result that we have to close that. Then it comes back here and it also closes this. But the point is that we go through this. Display all is the name of the public class that gets called by the client, and whatever is happening there, it will go through its paces and take care of what we want, what the request was. So this is what's been going on here. Let me save this. We have the client, and the client, instead of getting the name of the class, gets the name of the method, and then that method is within the client, and it's simply put together. It calls it. Okay. Now, another thing I want to talk about with superglobals, once they're fired off, they can be captured from anywhere. And let's take a look at this. We'll look at the data entry. And then I also want to take a look at the update. Okay, now, with the update, we saw that we have to pick a name and we have to change the values of points. All right, we saw how that was done. And so, but here we have do update, and then we have data update, and it says do update. This is the other classes do update. Neither one of them has a parameter. And so how do we know the number of points that we want to change and whose we want to change using this update? Well, when we take a look out here at data update, we simply wait and let the data update class handle that, and it can use the superglobals. It uses post and the username. Those are the two main fields. Okay, and then here we have the update, the name of the table. This is within the class, and then we set points, and this points equals the number of points that were in the superglobal where then the username, uname, that's the name of the field, is this name is also from the superglobal that was picked up here. So the point is that if you want to use parameters within your functions and then pass your parameters from the client, not a problem. Some people like to do this, and then what they do, as soon as they do that, they unset whatever the superglobals are. So basically, it's grabbing the superglobals, encapsulating them in a property, and then making them disappear, so to speak. Their values are they're unset, which means they're canceled.